Welcome, everyone, to the Wednesday Night Warriors episode number 27. We cover AEW Dynamite, WWE, NXT, and we're going over this week the December 2nd editions of both shows. For NXT, it was the go-home show to TakeOver War Games. For AEW, it was a huge show. Winter is coming. Winter is here. And I am Romeo Anthony Colon. With me, as always, my co-host Chris G.
With Mary Jane.
And joining us for this edition of the Wednesday Night Warriors, the man who made our theme song, wow, absolutely beautiful. And you see him right here as the host of Dark Power on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, Stat King. How are you doing, good brother?
I am good. Thank you guys for having me so much. And, I just want to say before we get into anything else, these two gentlemen right here are the backbone of the True Heels. When it comes to the YouTube channel, they are our editors. They work on all of our videos. We would not be able to do anything without the two of them. So I want to give you guys your flowers right now in person, live, as live can be, but here on Wednesday Night Warriors. Thank you guys so much for what you guys do, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, good brother.
We appreciate that. I always thought I was the large intestine because I just filter out all the shit, but I mean, I'll take the backbone. Backbone is cool.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Romeo does have to edit Jaquan on True Rewind, so.
Oh, so he's the large intestine. I'm the small intestine. Got it.
If you agree with Stat King's sentiments on how great we all are, then show your support by giving us a thumbs up, sharing this video, leaving a comment, joining the discussion. Make sure you vote in the Facebook group True Heels, our group poll that we do every week on the Wednesday Night Warriors. And if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications on so you don't miss any videos from the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Gentlemen, I'm going to start with NXT. They have the entire roster out on the stage. Triple H, HBK, William Regal, front and center. They're standing in solidarity, remembering Pat Patterson, who passed away. Awesome video tribute to Frank Sinatra's My Way, with clips of Pat singing in it too. If you don't know Pat Patterson, the first ever Intercontinental Champion, the creator of the Royal Rumble and a WWE Hall of Famer.
I just wanted to say I have very fond memories of him during the Attitude Era. That was like my first introduction to Pat Patterson.
The Stooges.
Definitely. But when you hear the stories and the podcast of all these past wrestlers that come in contact with Pat Patterson and just picked his brain, undoubtedly one of the smartest brains and minds in the wrestling business. So it's unfortunate, man. We lost a good one.
Like I was on True Heel Heat. I said that one of the things that always sticks out to me for Pat Patterson is the Intercontinental Championship and how it is basically synonymous with Pat Patterson. And in my mind, one of the ways that the revitalization of the Intercontinental Championship kind of started is that ladder match at WrestleMania 31 when Daniel Bryan wins the title. But before that match, out walked Pat Patterson holding the Intercontinental Championship.
Stat King, you are rolling because I actually saved that picture, so I'll be able to edit that in beautifully. NXT starts with a tag team match. Damian Priest, Leon Ruff versus Santos Escobar and Raul Mendoza, with Johnny Gargano on commentary. The story here, very rushed booking. They're involving Priest and Ruff into Legado del Fantasma storyline. I don't even feel like explaining it because it's just going to be forgotten anyways in due time. Ghostface is in the crowd. Gargano cannot believe that a fan dressed up as that. What are the odds? Priest with the reckoning on Mendoza. Ruff tags himself in and steals all the shine with a splash for the win. Decent action. Nice ending. Gargano talks trash with now two Ghostfaces behind him. I did like seeing Escobar in the ring against Priest. You could just tell that eventually he's going to be bigger than the cruiserweight division. Those are my thoughts on this match.
I thought it was a solid tag match, nothing too crazy. Just keeps up the storyline between Leon Ruff, the whole North American title scene. The screams, or the ghost faces, whatever. There was multiple of them. I'm still convinced one of them's David Arquette, bro. You can't tell me one of them's not David Arquette. He tweeted, or somebody tweeted him, that he got to take care of the problem, but the tweet wasn't like immediately after. It was sometime after. Where the fuck was his whereabouts during NXT? Until I see who those Scream masks are, is David Arquette.
As a special favor to Romeo, I actually did watch this episode of NXT on my Hulu subscription. Not live, but I guess it still counts because it's on Hulu. But
Hulu. So if you watch Hulu, please let us know what wasn't included if I go over it. And
sure. Yeah.
I'm surprised they included the Spanish people this time.
I'm surprised they included this North American champion, because this guy, I'm just like, what is going on here? But the tag match itself, I thought it was really cool how the Damian Priest is solely in this tag match to make sure nothing happens to Leon Ruff so that he can get the title on Sunday. That's just a level of intelligence that the Damian Priest is bringing to the overall feud. And does Gargano not realize we're now in December and Halloween was like 2 months ago? Like, what is with the Scream Face things going on? Like, at least, like, my thing is, if he was going to do Scream Faces, the Ghost Face thing, like, update it, right? So if he was in November, put, like, pilgrim outfits on him as well. And then if it's in December, you put, like, the Santa beard or something and the Santa hat or something. That, I think, I would have added a whole new thing to it. He could have just been like, look, I don't know who they are, but they're definitely festive. Like, aren't they festive, Vic Joseph?
This is the creativity that I love. That's that King. It's bringing it to Wednesday Night Warriors right here tonight. I love over. Okay, well let's do some War Games predictions as we go along. The Triple Threat North American Championship: Priest, Ruff, Gargano. Who do I take here? I'm gonna say Gargano gets it back.
I'm gonna say Leon Ruff retains.
It's just the two ghost faces. Are they really going to fuck it up for Johnny? I don't know.
I'm going with Gargano. We were talking. There was news possibly about a big time NXT superstar potentially testing positive for COVID, and they said that it wasn't going to impact what was happening with this takeover. So the guess was that it could be Finn Balor, despite him standing on the stage during the Pat Patterson tribute. And in my mind, if you don't know if it is Finn Balor, I say they put the title back on Gargano, because then the North American title, for however long Balor is out, becomes the number one title on NXT. And I don't know if you're going to keep that on Leon Ruff. That would be rough, so to speak.
I see what you did there. AEW starts with the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. And this is not your typical Battle Royal where eliminations occur and they don't mean anything. Everything means something here. All the feuds are weaving into this Battle Royal. We have Scorpio Sky eliminating Shawn Spears, and then Shawn Spears uses a loaded glove to help eliminate Scorpio. You got Dark Order saving Hangman Page from elimination. Matt Hardy really trying to be taken seriously as a heel now. He eliminates Isaiah Cassidy, John Silver, who's gaining steam as a babyface, and Hangman Page. Miro looks dominant. It takes 3 members of the Inner Circle to eliminate Miro. MJF eliminates Sammy Guevara and Jungle Boy. It looks like MJF and Wardlow have won, but Orange Cassidy's never eliminated. He comes back in. He eliminates Wardlow. Cassidy and MJF are the final 2. They'll face off next week. Miro and Kip Sabian are pissed off after. The best friends protect OC. I thought this Battle Royals, they are what they are, but this Battle Royal, AEW, knows what they're doing with Battle Royals.
I thought that this was pretty well booked out in the sense that they were able to, as you said, keep all of the different feuds going. Scorpio Sky and Shawn Spears not even bothering to get into the ring. They'd rather just stare at each other from the outside. Like, that's the level of animosity between these two. They want to get their hands on each other, and they don't even care about the fact that they have an opportunity for this ring. And I like that MJF is going to be involved in the decision for the ring next week, in the sense that he can't. How do you take a ring? Like, how do you take that ring away from him if he can't actually lose it? Like, that just seems weird. So having him be one of the final 2 seems smart. They could have even done something where the winner faces MJF and he wasn't even in it, but they keep everything going with the inner circle attention there. And I think maybe next week, something with Sammy may cost MJF the ring, and it might be going to none other than Orange Cassidy.
I like how they intertwine all the storylines. The Hangman and Dark Order, like by far, just had me like interested off the get. I think OC is gonna take it next week though. I don't think MJF's gonna go back to back.
I agree. Cameron Grimes, excuse me, that's how you say it, beats August Gray with the cave-in. Thought he was very aggressive here in this match. He's got the strap for the strap match on Sunday. He talks trash to Dexter Lumis. He then straps the strap, to Gray, then whips him with the strap. And then Dexter Lumis switches places with August, and when Grimes turns around, he's scared because he sees Dexter Lumis. Dexter tries to whip him with the strap. He misses the first time, swing and a miss, but connects eventually. And Cameron hollers in pain all the way to the back. This is setting up their takeover match, a strap match, as you could figure. I can't see them giving Cameron Grimes as much as he deserves it. They love Dexter Lumis, and Dexter Lumis has already won a strap match too, so I'm going to say Dexter wins.
I don't know that much about the feud. Chrissy told me something about zombies being involved in and that alone made me not interested.
Again, from Halloween Havoc, just like the Ghostface.
Anything interested in this. But from what I understand, Dexter Lumis is the babyface, so I will go. I think I want to go with babyface on this one, and I will go with Dexter Lumis.
There's nothing babyface about him. He's the babyface.
I mean, the match was what it was, but the whole segment. I mean, I'm not really hyped for the strap match, but it should be a good match because Cameron Grimes is in it, and I like Dexter Lumis's character, so I don't see Grimes winning either. We'll go with Lumis.
It's Frankie Kazarian versus Chris Jericho. Kaz has the Boston Crab on Jericho. He's got it on for so long because there's so much shit going on the outside between Hager, Ortiz, Sammy, and MJF. The MJF comes with a towel. He's thinking about throwing it. Sammy takes it from him. And then Jericho sees him with the towel. Jericho wins with the Judas effect. There's a scuffle after. Jericho says, "Stop this shit. Enough of this bullshit." Next week, there's an ultimatum where the Inner Circle will either work together or break up forever.
I think they're doing it a week too soon, simply because I think that Sammy's going to be involved with MJF's match for the ring against Orange Cassidy. However, I don't know. All good factions have to end at some point. Even the New Day had to end at some point. But I don't know. It feels as though this is kind of maybe the time to really kind of break up the Inner Circle, and we can see why during this match. There is a lot of problems within the Inner Circle. Many years ago, it was Bullet Club is fine. Inner Circle is not fine right now. Having MJF in there is causing some kind of friction within the group, especially when it comes to Sammy and Jake Hager and Wardlow only have eyes for each other. So there seems to be some kind of problem going on here. The match itself, I don't know. It was what it was supposed to be. Kazarian, the veteran, trying to take it to Jericho, can't get the job done. He's still supposed to be Le Champion because he is Le Champion. So I don't know. I like the match, and I just want to see how if they are going to do the breakup next week or start the breakup, how exactly it's all going to go down. I think it involves that Diamond Ring match.
I mean, the match, I would have loved to see it like 10, 15 years ago. I think it would have been a banger. Because now, Jericho, he obviously has lost a step. He can still entertain us, but he has lost a step. Kaz looks as fast as ever, though, so, kudos to him. I like the tension, I like the war. Every time we see Wardlow and Jake Hager, they're just staring at each other like they want to rip each other's head off. I like one part of not LAX anymore. One part of Santana and Ortiz like, yeah, he's cool, and then the other one be like, nah, I don't trust him. It's just like, and then you could tell Sammy G is like, they've had the tension. So I think they're going to get their shit together. I think they're going to keep this going. I would keep it going. So I think they're going to, the ultimatums, They're good. They're good to go.
I am going to be tight if there's some kind of breakup and they break up Santana and Ortiz, and then Ortiz, babyface, Santana. I am going to be so tight. Pat McAfee roast the Undisputed Era for their night out. They had a vignette earlier. He roasted them for their cheap rented tuxedos, the cheap pizza place they went to after, the boxed wine they drank. Undisputed Era just trying to reflect about how dominant they've been. They're ready for War Games on Sunday, but Pat McAfee shits on them. He shits on the fans watching, living in their dumb mom's basement. He wants all these dumb fans to feel the pain that Undisputed Era is going to feel on Sunday. He puts over Pete Dunne strong. He puts over Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Pete Dunne even talks. He says the Undisputed Era will be over on Sunday. Money promo from Pat McAfee.
My thing with this is good promo, but Pat McAfee, like, does he always like just bounce up and down like whenever he's okay? So that's just a personality thing. All right, because that just took me out like every time. Because the thing was, I didn't know that Pete Dunne is kind of on this silence kick. So Pete Dunne just staring at him out of the corner of his eye while he's just bouncing up and down like a happy child. I was like, what is this? Just seems like Pete Dunne like snuffed this guy. Like, why are you even associating yourself with this person? However, I did get to see in person Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch try to take the NXT tag titles from the Undisputed Era as the opening match of TakeOver Chicago 2, and that was an incredible match. So I'm already looking forward to hearing about what happens at War Games in this War Games match. I don't know. Maybe this is a question more for you guys. It seems as though we're talking about Inner Circle maybe having run its course. Undisputed Era, have they maybe run their course as a faction? They are now a babyface faction, so it kind of gives them a whole new runway when it comes to feuds and things like that. But I thought there was supposed to be tension going on with Roderick Strong. Are we possibly going to see something like that in the War Games match? That's my thought coming out of that whole segment.
I don't think there's going to be any tension between them. I think Undisputed has legs for as long as they want it to have legs. As long as they book them right and just keep them, and keep them in the spotlight, they'll be fine. The promo itself, I mean, Pat McAfee could talk that shit, but I do hate the way that he got shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's mad gangster with it, but he I don't know, there's some things that I'm like, oh man, this guy's fucking great, and some things I'm just like, what the fuck are you even saying? But I mean, I liked it overall, and I'm excited for the War Games match.
Who you got?
I got the baby faces, Undisputed Era.
I'm taking Undisputed Era.
As am I, unanimous. Britt Baker versus Leyla Hirsch. Britt Baker wins with the lockjaw. She won't let go. Thunder Rosa runs in to beat down on Britt. Rebel gets attacked by Leyla Hirsch. This is setting up a women's tag match, I assume, coming up soon. I like Leyla Hirsch. She's got a unique look. She's a midget. She looks good, too. And she can go in the ring. I hope AEW can sign Leyla Hirsch.
The only thing I don't like about Leyla Hirsch is that her presentation and character is a Rusev kind of from when he was in WWE, and it's kind of that Drago feel to it. And the music, the entrance music, does not fit that persona and that presentation whatsoever. Besides that, she is really, really good in the ring. I've seen her multiple times now on Dark and on Dynamite, and just does a great job. And I'm a big Thunder Rosa mark, so anything that involves Thunder Rosa, I'm here for. And Rosa going after Britt Baker because of everything that Britt Baker has done to her, that's going to be a big, solid feud that I think works for Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, since they're both two that are basically always should be on the cusp of title matches at this moment. So if they're going to go somewhere else with Hikaru Shida defending the belt against somebody else, it makes sense to have something between Britt and Thunder Rosa. Maybe even think of it as a uncrowned number one contenders match.
I mean, the match was cool. I felt like it was a little short, but I think they could have did a lot more because we've seen Leyla.
Was that a short joke?
No. I don't height shame even though I'm 6'2". Sorry. Just putting it out there. No, The match was cool though, and we've seen Leyla before, man. She can go. Her presentation's dope. So I'm happy for the women's division. Hopefully they add another character because they need it. And Thunder Rosa coming out, yeah, always great. Her and Britt Baker got a nice little fierce rivalry. The little pull apart shit feels personal. I like it, so I'm looking forward to the tag match.
Stack King, I want to know if this segment on NXT was on the Hulu cut.
Sure.
Because it is an intriguing storyline. Xia Li and Boa are drowning themselves as punishment because they keep losing on NXT, while the mysterious hooded woman watches. You got the old guy telling them, again, and they kneel in front of the spooky lady, and I bet they thought that was it, but they get nailed with kendo sticks to the back, and I bust out laughing.
Okay, so as you're describing this, I'm actually kind of grateful they did cut this from the Hulu broadcast. Oh. That just sounds absolutely horrible. Unless they're gonna reveal that the mystery woman is Scarlett, who like putting together some kind of women's faction while Killer Cross is out with his injury. I don't know. That just sounds weird.
She appeared to have brunette hair, so probably not. But yeah, she did have a nice manicure, I must say.
That was definitely not on the Hulu broadcast, no sir. that was cut for time for Hulu.
First Hulu cut out the Hispanics, now they cut out the Asians. What's going on? Come on, Hulu, get it together, man.
Tag team action on AEW. Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin versus Will Hobbs, Ricky Starks. I did not like this going straight to commercial as the match starts. Eventually we get to the match. Darby takes an overhead toss by Hobbs by his fucking ears. Darby needs to chill. Cody with the hot tag, on fire, destroys Hobbs and Starks. Darby tags back in, coffin drop for the win. Cody shined. The guy that needed the least shine in this match. The hot tags, on fire. I thought this match would maybe make someone else look good, but this was about Cody Rhodes.
Talking about just the match? All right. Well, I like the match. I had a choice.
Yeah. Before we get into the aftermath.
I had a choice to either wear an AEW shirt or one of my many Cody Rhodes shirts. So that should tell you where I lean when it comes to a Cody Rhodes match and everything about him. But I like this match simply because of it is reinforcing the feud that's building between this Taz feud is not just originally it was just Darby Allin. Then it was Darby Allin and Will Hobbs. And then they brought Hobbs onto their fold. It also involved Jon Moxley for a little while. Now they're expanding it to Cody, and I just like it simply because it's almost as though it's Taz against the entire world. And Taz is looking for ways to just take out anybody and everybody who's going to come between him and whatever it is that he wants, and that is getting Justin Roberts to announce Brian Cage as the FTW champion. Because Justin Roberts will not do that. And so because he won't do that, now he tried to go after the world champion. Now he's got to go after an EVP. Just announce him as the FTW champion. But in all seriousness, the match itself was, it was what it was. They were kind of just saying, hey, you're not going to remember this match because of what's going to happen right after.
We know how Taz against the world. We know how Taz feels about the world. Fuck the world. Chris, anything on the match?
Well, obviously it makes sense for Darby to get his ass beat and take the heat so Cody can have the comeback. And Darby was the one who made the pin for the 3 count. So we got to remember. They made Darby look strong still. Darby gets the win. He still gets to shine. It's not all about Cody, pal. We're developing the younger stars too here at AEW. Okay. But the match itself was... the match
we disagree on
all right.
More post-match chaos as Dustin Rhodes and Brian Cage enter the fold. The heels get the advantage. They're about to really beat down Cody, but the lights go out. Snow falls. The video on the screen, very, very Game of Thrones-ish, with a raven or a crow. And then Sting lettering on the screen. He comes out with a baseball bat. Very, very epic. The heels bounce. Sting in the ring gets face to face with Arn Anderson. They know each other. Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes, the music, great music too. We learn eventually Sting is signed to a full-time, multi-year contract. This was epic.
It's showtime. It's showtime once again on TNT. I love this because I love this. I love that he's got everything down at this point. I mean, when you're 61 years old and you've done it for that many years, you better have it. He's got a little pocket in the trench coat for the bat. Like it's the little things. It's quality of life things. But this is phenomenal. And having Tony Schiavone be the one to do the It's Sting call 19 years after Sting was been on TNT.
Go ahead, reenact it.
It's Sting! But having Sting back, incredible. And I don't know if they have him signed as a full-time guy. I don't know. I doubt he's going to be in the ring week to week. But if we get something along the lines of Darby, Cody, and Sting versus all three members of Team Taz at Revolution, that is enough for me, simply because of what it's going to allow them to do. They've done a great job of getting legends and pairing them with their talent. We have Jericho being paired with the entirety of the Inner Circle. We have Arn Anderson with Cody. We have Sting possibly with Darby Allin, Jake the Snake with the Murder Hawk monster Lance Archer. I don't know if we can throw her in there, but maybe Vicky Guerrero as a legend with Nyla Rose. They are doing things to associate people of the present with the past and building that bridge for all fans to be able to have something to watch. And that's something that I think is really well done. So kudos to all of them and for keeping it so well under wraps. No leaks. That's incredible.
Read the reports and shit after they pulled all of Sting's merchandise off the WWE. First thing you think of is AEW. And the buzz kind of like faded away. So,
and speaking of merch, he is selling out crazy already.
Wait, Chris, you didn't think Sting could go back to Impact?
What? Right? We might see that soon. Spoiler alert. But no. I'm a Sting mark. Sting is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I'm talking '97 Sting. Eventually, you go back and you see old Surfer Sting and shit like that, and a little TNA Sting here and there. But this is one of the guys from my childhood that just vivid memories, him coming down from the rafters and beating people up with a bat. Finally beating Hogan, even though it was a trash way to beat Hogan. But finally beating Hogan was like victory for all of us, as a little kid. So I love Sting. It makes me love AEW. Furthermore, I'm just happy to see him. He don't even have to take a bump. He don't have to have a match. I'm just happy to see him.
Are you guys worried about Sting having actual matches? Maybe having too many? This guy he has spinal stenosis. He's 61 years old. I don't even know the medical that he passed to get into AEW. Was it by Doc Samson? Did he just ask him, "Are you okay? Can you go?" Are you a little worried for Sting's safety and health? The last time we saw him in a ring, it was ugly with Seth Rollins.
I mean, you always gotta worry about somebody's health when they're of that age being in the ring. I always when NWA Power was going on, whenever Rock and Roll Express had a match, I always said a little prayer for Morton and Gibson, because God knows what's going to happen. But with Sting, I don't know, something about it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, because I don't think Sting would come back if he was not ready to come back. He's the kind of guy that kind of seems as though he's not going to put himself in a position where he's going to do something that's really going to hurt him. That situation that happened with Seth Rollins was kind of a freak accident. There's no real way to know that something like that's going to happen. I was watching Booker T and his podcast, and he was talking about Sting's return, and it was a situation where he was saying, how can you tell another man to not feed his family, to not do the thing that he's always done, that brings him joy, brings him happiness, So if Sting is comfortable, if Sting feels safe, then I mean, more power to him. Let's see what they can use him with, and hopefully AEW will be smart enough to not use him improperly. I'm pretty sure they won't find a way to book Triple H versus Sting like WWE did. So.
Sting just wanted one more match with The Undertaker. It could have been a cinematic match. And The Undertaker said, "It's time for the dead man to go." Gotta be kidding me.
I'd rather see this guy than fucking Goldberg, I'll tell you that much.
All right, NXT. Ever rises in the ring. Oh, wait, let me quickly mention. The NXT or WWE Twitter, the segment we were talking about earlier with Xia Li and Boa, they put up a tweet. They say, "What the hell did we just see?" And all the replies to it are, "Yeah, we just saw Sting." And the Sting gets Sting. Terrible timing by the social media team. Awful caption. They fucked up. They deserve that. Immediately, this is the second time they've done this. They go from that to Ever Rise, waiting in the ring. And these jabronis. The jabronis they are, they get jumped by Imperium before they could face off against the grizzled young veterans. The referee just says, "Fuck it. You can take their place." Tag team match. Grizzled young veterans versus Imperium. I was hoping they'd build up to this a little bit, but they go at it. Fun, competitive, back and forth match, as you would expect from these two teams. Ever Rise come back to fuck it up. Fuck up the ending. Dirty finish attacking both teams. They throw it out.
This was not on the Hulu broadcast, actually.
Oh my god. Now they're taking out the Brits.
And the Canadians.
Oh. This was maybe the second best match on the show. Chris?
Yeah, I mean, the match was cool. Fucking Jabroni Rise ruined it. But it's good to see a little aggression out of them. So, I don't know. Maybe we're going to see something. Yeah, out of Ever Rise. Maybe we'll see something different out of them.
Don Callis is on commentary for Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley, AEW Championship. Moxley, he's bringing in chairs in the ring. They have a little slap punch fight. Omega kicks out of a paradigm shift, which was the second one that Moxley gave to him. A nice V-trigger on a tope suicida by Moxley. Then outside of the ring, there's a paradigm shift again on Omega, this time into the heaters that are at ringside. The docs and the refs, they all come to check on Kenny Omega. Don Callis also comes to check. Callis tries to say he's hurt on the microphone, just trying to stop the match or something. Moxley clocks him for getting involved in the match. But Kenny Omega gets the microphone and hits Moxley with it. Mox bleeds, blood and guts. And then there's 4 V-triggers followed by a 1-winged angel. Dirty finish. And new AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega and Callis, they book it. They get out of there as quickly as possible. They know what they did was wrong. They know. You could see Tony Khan backstage yelling at him as they leave. Tony Schiavone on commentary says, "Bullshit!" And Don Callis and Kenny Omega, they're on the outside getting interviewed. Don Callis says, if you want answers, find out on Tuesday. And I'm like, what? AEW Dark? No, not AEW Dark. Impact Wrestling. Oh my goodness. And, man. Remember when Tony Khan was like, "Oh, the balance in pro wrestling is about to change," and it was just fucking Pac, whatever you want to call him, as Eddie Kingston says it. This was the balance of pro wrestling changing. This right here, a lot to talk about. Stat King, start us off.
So I want to start off by saying, on the 1-year anniversary of Dark Power, we announced that Chris would be taking over talking about Impact Wrestling with the return of Blood Impact. And that was the worst trade deal in the history of deals.
That was almost as bad as like the Robinson Cano to the Mets trade. It was like, oh,
that was absolutely horrible. I wish I could take that back, but I can't. Especially now that Ness has joined him. Check out Blunt Impact with the true pot heels. shameless plug, but this was a really good match, and I think that the post-match segment is even better. I was saying, talking to Sid and Chrissy, and I was saying, look, when Omega and Adam lost the tag titles to FTR back at All Out, when Omega was leaving, he was trying to get into a black SUV, and the Bucks were there, and he said, you got to make a choice. You in or you out. And he gets into the SUV by himself. Was Don Callis in that SUV way back when? Was he the person whispering into Kenny Omega's ear and putting this ideas into his head to turn him back into the cleaner? Maybe, maybe not. That remains to be seen. But this is a really great segment. I like how they are doing more and more to kind of separate all of the elite members. We now have a situation where Kenny is a champion and the Bucks are a champion. All three of the core elite members are champions. Will the kind of dishonorable or doing things the wrong way that Kenny seems to be pursuing, will that rub off on the Bucks? But I mean, the Bucks are giving top flight matches. They're giving TH2 opportunities. Will they be able to be the person who, or the team, or the people who exert a good influence on Kenny? I don't know. Either way, it's intriguing. It makes you want to watch. Like, we're going to be tuned in Tuesday, but we will be paying attention for sure.
I mean, let me start off with, I want to thank Stat King for handing over Blunt Impact.
This is bullshit.
It was due to circumstances. It kind of fell in my lap. I just volunteered to do it. I didn't take it from you. Don't make me feel like an asshole.
No.
But thank you. Not
at all.
Me and Ness appreciate it. Yes, the Pie Hills appreciate it. But perfect timing, man, because now we got Kenny Omega coming to Impact. But first, the match. Got to give it up to Jon Moxley, man. A hell of a run as AEW World Champion. He has some good matches. Cut some fire promos. He did whatever they asked him to do. He got a baby on the way, man. I hope he rests up. I hope he prepares for life as a father. Him and his beautiful wife. So I can't say enough. She is crazy. Sorry, guys.
Speaking of preparing for life as a father.
Yeah, speaking of, perfect time. She comes in perfect time.
This is what he's got to be ready for.
Beautiful.
So, the match itself was crazy. It was physical. The pacing was good. It slowed down a little bit during the commercial breaks. I think it was one or two. I'm not completely sure. But other than that, man, it was just crazy moves, crazy spots. Felt great. Big match feel. I'm just happy my man finally won the belt. Like, everybody was sleeping on Kenny Omega, and he's finally back on top. The cleaner, baby. The cleaner. And as the whole Impact situation, man, that shit is monumental. Because it's a major television company working with another kind of, maybe the biggest minor company, if in a sense, you know what I mean? So it's big. I'm excited. I can't wait till Tuesday now.
You call him the cleaner. There was nothing clean about that finish. Very, very dirty. But I love it. Kenny Omega as a heel. This is good heel shit. So my mind was racing after all this. Oh my God, Impact and AEW, they're going to work together? Are we going to see some kind of invasion? Maybe some matches going on together between both companies on both shows? But I'm hearing today from Wrestling Inc. that Kenny Omega's appearance on Impact is just a one-off, one-shot deal. That's good for Impact. They're going to get viewers. But do you think this is going to fly? Like, Tony Khan has to just go with this. Like, just go with people. The fans want to see this. Am I wrong?
Well, I think from what I'm hearing also is that there's going to be some Impact people who do a one-off on AEW. And maybe you know what? Maybe this is just a way to test the waters. You gotta you give out a little bit of a trailer for a movie, a little bit of a test, a sample. See how well the companies can work together. See how well the schedules can align and all that kind of stuff. And maybe we will get a full-blown invasion down the road. And this is just setting the seeds. And you never know.
I agree with Stat King. I think this is just a test of the waters to see how everything works out. If they are, because I read that as well with the whole one-off situation. If they are going to do a one-off, I think it's going to be the Good Brothers going to AEW. which makes me believe since they are the tag team champions, it would be dope to see them versus the Young Bucks, champions versus champions. So why not have Kenny get confronted by Rich Swann, and we can have a Kenny Omega and Rich Swann match? Somewhere down the line, maybe. You never know. Now I would plant the seeds. That would be a nice way to go down. So hopefully we see something like that.
And it would be kind of cool to maybe say that the Good Brothers were the ones that attacked Jon Moxley backstage and left him beat down. Remember that. NXT's main event, Shotzi Blackheart versus Raquel, ladder match for the War Games advantage. Fun action here. I thought both women played their roles good. Shotzi as the underdog and Raquel as the big girl heel. The heels for Raquel's team at War Games, they try to cheat. Dakota, Candice, and Toni Storm. Ember and Rhea are there. They make a save. Indy Hartwell sets up a ladder in the ring with her neck brace on, still selling a neck injury much better than Hulk Hogan did in 1995. Trust me, watch True Rewind. We talk about this crap. Shotzi takes out Indy Hartwell. Raquel then takes out Shotzi and climbs the ladder. She looks like she hasn't won, but Io Shirai springboards onto her back. And then Io moonsaults onto everyone on the outside. Genius of the Sky. Awesome. Shotzi then climbs the ladder and gets the briefcase for the advantage at War Games. Dirty finish. And the baby faces, they all climb the ladder. They pose. It's a beautiful image. Nice shot at the end. The team is complete. Io Shirai is on the women's team, on Shotzi's team for War Games. Good match. Stacking. Surely they showed this.
Yes, this definitely was on Hulu. I was able to see a great moonsault from the Genius of the Sky, the best moonsault in WWE. But this was... But
he knows what he was doing there.
But I liked the fact that the baby faces won the War Games advantage, because it makes it easier for me to pick the heels for the actual War Games match. I don't know. why would you give baby faces an advantage going into the match? It
because
just seems
so predictable. Weird. It's predictable. The heels always win, but they could make up for this with like a baby face gets an injury in the match, something like that. You can make up for it.
There are many ways for them to do it, and I think one of the reasons why they're doing this is to make that heel team dominant, because lest we forget, with Io Shirai in there, we now have our NXT Women's Champion in the match, and we do have somebody who could be a very good number one contender in Toni Storm. So how that match plays out, I think, will maybe set the stage for who is going to be coming after Io Shirai's title down the road, which is why I pick the heels for the actual War Games match. But for this match itself, I love just the chaos of it all. I liked the fact that they had the two teams in, kind of secluded, set them apart, away, and they can't interfere. But then Indy Hartwell finds a way around the rules. So I thought that was really good, and overall match very well done.
Yeah, I mean, the match was cool. I thought it was another unnecessary ladder match to have before a War Games match. It is what it is. Nice spots. Solid main event, man. Just, the ladies showed out. I don't get the point of having the baby faces have the advantage, but I mean, I guess there is no real advantage when the match actually starts when all the women are in the ring anyway. So it's like, I don't know. It is what
to
it
beat
is.
them down, to weaken them. Who you got in the match at the takeover?
I mean, War Games is kind of built for baby faces, right? And I feel like, when was the last? Have we seen a heel team win a War Games match yet? Feels like the babyface team always wins.
I have a terrible fucking memory.
Didn't Undisputed Era one they have a
oh, maybe, yeah. And they were still heels at the time. So yeah. I'm gonna go with the heels on this one.
I'm gonna go with the baby faces. This whole feud between Shotzi and Candice revolved around Candice destroying her tank. You've seen the little vignettes of Shotzi, like she's a fucking welder now. She could building a new tank.
Building fucking Iron Man.
She gets new weapons. Like, oh my god. They need to come out at War Games. I don't know if Full Sail or the Performance Center, wherever it's at, if they can fit a Rusev-sized WrestleMania 31 tank in there, but they better come out with something. And they all need to be riding in it. All this better not have been for nothing. Best of the rest. Jake Atlas defeated Tony Nese. This was a tribute to Pat Patterson. He did a cartwheel DDT off the top rope. They haven't protected Jake Atlas at all. So why should I care about this match? But Jake afterwards acknowledges his struggles on the mic, so at least they're not ignoring it. I'll say that. Was that on Hulu? Probably not.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Hulu did not care that he was trying to honor Pat Patterson.
Wow, jeez.
Now Hulu's homophobic. Jesus Christ. What is going on with this company?
Wow.
No, I didn't mean that. I don't want to get fucking libel or whatever it is. Slander.
Can I keep homophobic? Yeah, that's a safe word. Hulu has requested to take your video down for slander. The Young Bucks are having a promo backstage, and the Acclaimed interrupt them. They rap, they clown the Young Bucks, and then TH2 jump them. Daniels and Kaz come to the Young Bucks' aid. Thatch Can, he's teaching the lesson of distractions. He's basically shitting on Ciampa for sitting at ringside during his match last week. Ciampa shows up in the ring like a ghost. So how many ghost faces do we have on this show? Thatcher reminds Ciampa he doesn't have a problem with him, attacks him anyways, and puts Ciampa to sleep. They're having a takeover match. I'm going to go with Tommaso Ciampa, especially after they had Thatcher tap out. What was it, last week or whatever? Yeah, I'm going with Ciampa. Did you see this, That King?
I did, and I'm picking Thatcher to win the match. Sid brought up a really good point when I was talking to him about this would be Ciampa. I don't think he has had a win on takeovers this year. However, I think that Thatcher needs to win that much more. Tommaso Ciampa will always be Tommaso Ciampa in NXT. Thatcher, you can't tap out to Kushida, and that you got to do something. And doing something would mean picking up a win over Tommaso Ciampa. We saw how much that did for Killer Cross's NXT career, or Karrion Kross's NXT career. I don't know if it'd be the same rub for Thatcher, but at least it would be something after you tapped out to Kushida.
If he would have not choked out Ciampa, I would have said, yeah, Thatcher's going to win that takeover. But just because he got choked out, going to have to go with Ciampa.
There was a Hikaru Shida backstage interview, and she paid tribute, not to Pat Patterson, to Psycho Sid, with the messing up and what's his name? What's the name of that guy?
Marquez.
He says we're live, and she's scared of Abaddon. She gives that impression. I'm not a fan of babyface champions being scared like that.
Have you ever been attacked by somebody like Abaddon?
Maybe, well, my girlfriend's not watching this. I'm not going to get into it. All right. The ratings are in. AEW with their big show. They hit 913,000 viewers. They're up almost 200,000 viewers. They did a 0.42 in the coveted demos. NXT down. They hit 658,000 viewers, down from 712. By the way, last week ended up being a tie. They found 2,000 more viewers for AEW. Stop the count! NXT with a 0.16 in the demo. Awful. But this was expected. This is a huge show for AEW. AEW leads in the ratings 48-11 with 2 ties. Next week, MJF versus OC for the Dynamite Diamond. We spoke of this. Young Bucks versus the Hybrid 2. Dustin Rhodes versus 10. The Inner Circle Ultimatum. FTR returns versus the Varsity Blondes. Griff Garrison? Is it Griff Garrison?
Yeah, it's Griff Garrison.
And Brian Pillman. Abaddon fights Lance Archer and the Lucha Bros versus Butcher, The Blade, and Eddie Kingston. And Sting speaks. What are you looking forward to most next week?
Sting.
I'll go with Sting as well, yeah.
Match of the night. I don't think there's any dispute here. Omega Moxley.
Yeah.
Unanimous. MVP. We'll start with you, Stacking.
I think my MVP is going to be Kenny Omega for one, putting on a great match with Moxley, and two, showing us how well he's going to start off and do this cleaner run. Like, it's already off to a hot start. The fact that he is aligning himself with Callis, he's going to be the spearhead for whatever's going to happen. Just that sense of, oh shit, the champion's just leaving. And this is supposed to be the guy who's not scared of anything. You know, to your point about babyface's champions, he's getting out of Dodge. And the other MVP would probably be Jon Moxley, but that's more for thanking him for the title run that he has been on and carrying AEW for the entirety of 2020.
And he's still protected. That was a dirty finish. A funny reminder. Chris, who's your MVP?
You know, as much as I want to pick this guy, my man Kenny, as much as I want to go with Jon Moxley, as much as I want to go with Stat King for handing off Blunt Impact to us, you know, I'm going to have to just go with AEW as a whole, man, for just really, I mean, this is really monumental shit, like, for this point in time in wrestling, you know. They just keep setting the bar higher for themselves and making people take them serious, which is good. So I'm just excited, man. AEW is my MVP.
That's funny. You went with an entire wrestling company as your
Hell
MVP.
yeah. All the way from Kenny Omega all the way to fucking QT Marshall. All of them.
Bro, I did the same thing. But my MVP is Impact Wrestling. Holy shit. They're going to get Kenny Omega on their show. They're going to bring new eyeballs to their wrestling product. They're going to bring new eyeballs to Blunt Impact. What a bad trade by Stat King. Bad trade.
Don't remind me.
Don't worry. I'll throw in a conditional first round pick.
And if Impact Wrestling is lucky, if they're lucky, this can maybe spark the flame, spark the fire for more business with AEW and more eyeballs. This could really, you know, boost Impact. And I also want to give an MVP to Don Callis. Good heel shit. I thought he was great.
I think we should also mention that they name dropped Okada a few times. So maybe
Yes.
they're working on that New Japan World Wrestling partnership too, and woo, we could see some real good matchups there. So just give me fingers crossed.
Vince McMahon is going to hit up New Japan like, hey, big head. I haven't heard from you guys in a while.
Yeah.
No, I swear to God, somebody told Vince about Sting appearing on AEW, and then he called Undertaker and said, "How did you let me talk you into retiring at Survivor Series so that people would watch Survivor Series? How did you let me do that? How did you let me do that to you? You got to unretire. You got to unretire right now."
Jabroni of the night, I am going to go with Everrise. Once again, they are ready to fight, and they get jumped. They miss out on their match. Yeah, they came back, and they fucked the match up, but just, fuck it. Jabronis.
Oof, this one's going to be a little hard. I got to go with... I got to go with your boy Cameron Grimes. Because how do you not expect somebody whose entire persona is being a stalker to suddenly appear in the ring behind you and scare you? Like, that's eyes in the back of your head. Like, take the hat off, eyes in the back of your head.
Man, that hurts. But I understand.
As much as I want to go with Jabroni Rise, I'm not going to go with them because they showed some fire today. I'm going to have to go with the guy who got beat up by fucking Cameron Grimes. Austin Gray? Yeah, man. Jungle Boy, porn star Jungle Boy from the 70s. Austin Gray.
Show of the night. I don't think there's any debate here. AEW Dynamite. I want to say personally that I thought they packed way too many storylines and angles in a 2-hour show. However, what they did nail was very, very newsworthy. They were the talk of the town. That was a Nate Robinson-like knockout of NXT. But NXT does get to recover on Sunday in a fun pay-per-view. They don't have to wait long, thankfully, to get the wrestling world buzzing again, because takeovers, let's be honest, they always deliver for the most part. But they're gonna have to come back Wednesday nights with something. I mean, bring Karrion Kross back immediately. Hit up CM Punk, see what he's up to. You got to do something, because if this was WCW back in the Monday Night War, they'd be booking Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan main event for the championship. They'd be doing some hot shot shit. That was the most buzz a wrestling TV show has provided in quite some time for AEW Dynamite.
I think I was interested to see how you were going to try to bring AEW down when the name of the show was from your favorite television show, Game of Thrones. Then on top of that, we have Sting appearing. How is Romeo going to try to find a way to defend NXT's honor tonight? But no, you couldn't. You couldn't.
I'm not biased.
Of course not. No, never. You would never be biased. But even if you were biased, you can't be biased against something of this kind of caliber. It's definitely AEW Dynamite winning the night.
Do any of you agree with me that maybe they packed too much shit into the show? No. And a lot of the chaotic endings are a little bit too much for me.
Sting was there. I am biased. I don't care. Sting was there. That's it. 19 weeks in a row. That's it. Is he there next week? Fuck it. Chalk it up to 20.
So on the Wednesday Night Warriors scoreboard, it's 20-6 with one tie. AEW leading Wednesday nights. Stat King, where can everyone find you? And please tell us more about Dark Power.
Yeah, so you guys can find me on our Facebook group, always getting up to some kind of argument with somebody about something that I should not be bothering with. But if you also you can catch me on Dark Power, covering all the wrestling that happens on Oh wait, no, I don't do that anymore because I gave away Impact. Covering everything that happens on AEW Dark and NWA and the UWN, and also you can catch me covering everything that happens in Ring of Honor when it comes to Review of Honor with my co-host Ness. Look at that! First Chris gets Impact. Then he takes my Review of Honor co-host. Now he's got Ness with him. This is
Ness's idea, so maybe we should check your co-host.
No. More power to Ness for appearing on multiple shows. But you guys can catch me, yes, on covering Dark Power and on Review of Honor. And thanks you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
You can find me at True Heel Chris G. You could find me giving back Blunt Impact to Stat King because he's trying to guilt trip me. No. You could find me on Blunt Impact now with my man Ness. We are the three-time baby making champion Ness. Gotta get that in there. We are the Pot Heels. We have formed a tag team, so you'll see us there. Joints and Jabronis 1 year anniversary coming out soon. I can't believe it's been 1 year. Holy shit. Wednesday Night Warriors here. We're here, man, every week.
And you can find me, the Pride of NY, on Twitter and Instagram. True Rewind every week here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, where we cover the Monday Night War, WWF versus WCW. I will be on the NXT TakeOver War Games roundtable. I don't know if Chris is joining me. Probably. We'll have a few of us. We'll definitely have the roundtable Rebel baby making Le Champion Ness. Make sure you check that out. I'm Romeo Anthony Colon. This is Chris G. This is Stat King. Thank you, Stat King, for this absolute fucking banger that is going on right now. This shit goes hard. Oh my goodness. And you're always welcome back anytime here on the Wednesday Night Warriors. Check us out next week for episode number 20. What is it? 8? Yeah, whatever. Thank you for watching.